Hi, everybody. This is Melinda Dilwicius, and this is the Drive Motivation Team presentation for my group, which includes LaRissa Sterling, Brenden Bergen, and Paula Caldani. For our discussion today, we'll give you a brief introduction, and then we're going to discuss the organizational commitment theory as our classic theory of choice. Then we will be relating that to our team's more specific theory, relating it to chapter 2 in the book Drive, related to carrot sticks and incentives. Then we'll go over some key concepts, the related story. We'll have an action plan and some recommendations and some key takeaways. Our classic theory is organizational commitment theory, which is basically an employee's sense of attachment and loyalty to their given organization. And this can be built by many different processes or ways or culture of the organization. But the way we are going to be relating this to chapter 2 of the book Drive is in relation to incentives and baseline benefits that employees receive. So our more concise theory based on this chapter is that a company offering competitive pay and comprehensive total compensation package will create loyal employees versus incentive-based companies may be more prone to short-term, unethical, and competitive employees. Some of the key concepts included in Chapter 2 are extrinsic motivation, baseline rewards, triple-edged rewards, and dampering creativity. Extrinsic motivation kind of sounds like external motivation, and that's exactly what it is. It's also referred to as the Sawyer effect, which was discovered over 40 years ago. Extrinsic incentives are also known as the hidden cost of rewards. They can also be referred to as if-then rewards, meaning if you do this, then you get that. One of the problems with this motivation is that it limits a person's autonomy. Baseline rewards can be thought of your normal benefits package from your employer. Pink defines it as the things that are required for a person to make a living, such as salary, contract payments, benefits package, and any additional perks. Now, the next one I call triple-edged rewards because it's kind of like a double-edged sword, but it actually has three sides. So when you're offering incentives, they actually may have effects right away, but then over time, that may dwindle away. So people lose that luster that they see in that incentive. Also, offering rewards gives implications that the task is not a desirable thing to be done. And then lastly, once a reward system like incentives are offered, then it's kind of always expected. So then it's hard to take that type of a reward system away. Dampened creativity is another side effect for extrinsic incentives. If an employee's role requires them to be creative, offering an incentive for them to put out more work isn't necessarily going to drive their creativity. It may actually cause more unethical behaviors and then cause them to be pushing out more work at a less valuable output or less quality output. And it can actually open the door to other problematic behaviors and create competition between employees or maybe people fudging numbers just so that they're reaching those specific commission goals or incentive goals.
Hello, everyone. My name is LaRissa, and I will be giving some organizational data about our company, Luxottica. Luxottica is an eyewear company that was founded by Leonardo Del Vecchio. He's the founder and executive chairman, and the former vice president and chief executive officer as of 2017 is Francesco Maleri. Luxottica was founded in 1961, and its global headquarters are in Milan, Italy. It has over 40 brands of eyewear and retail. Some of the eyewear brands you may recognize are Oakley, Prada, Ray-Ban, and some of the retail chains you may recognize are LensCrafters, Sunglass Hut, and Target Optical. It has over 80,000 employees globally, and the 2019 net sales by channel of distribution are 66% retail sales. So a bit about the Luxottica business model. It is a vertical integration business model, meaning that from the product development to the customer is all done by Luxottica. Not many business models emulate this. So for example, your Apple iPhone Some of the parts that are manufactured that are a part of the phone are done outsourced um, by a company somewhere in China. And with Luxottica, it is all done in house. So it starts off with Luxottica designers sketching, coming up with a prototype, assembling using equipment, and then using 3D print technology for the unique and complex parts. Once that's all put together, you get your products. And then there's actually about 1,800 eyewear styles that are added per year, which is really cool. So, moving on to the manufacturing, the factories are located in Italy, China, United States, Brazil, Japan, and India, excuse me. They represent 43% of the global production output, and the different factories are actually dedicated to different production roles and technology. A fun fact, the Foothill Ranch facility in California manufactures Oakley eyewear, and Luxottica introduced graphene in eyewear, which is a carbon material that has kind of like a honeycomb appearance. So moving on to the logistics, there's 13 distribution centers that serve the retail and wholesale. And it's a system that is fed by a manufacturing platform that provides daily monitoring of global sales performance and inventory levels to meet local market demand. So that just kind of shows you how advanced, innovative, and efficient their production is. So, moving on to the distribution for wholesale, the distribution network covers over 150 countries. And some of those customers include independent opticians, optical retail chains, department stores, and they provide pre and post sale services to enhance business and monitor sales. And for the retail, they not only provide frames and glasses, but they provide different lens options, advanced eye care, and vision care and health benefits. And finally, ultimately, it serves its customers. So we sell the glasses to the customer. So, a bit about the future of Luxottica, first starting with the history of the expansion into retail. So, in 1995, Luxottica acquired United States Shoe Corporation, which you might not know what that is, but you probably know Lens Crafters. So the United States Shoe Corporation owned Lens Crafters back in 1995 before Luxottica bought it. And Lens Crafters is the largest optical retailer in North America with over 1,000 stores. And then in the early 2000s, Luxottica acquired several other retail chains. So, for example, in 2001, it acquired Sunglass Hut, and in 2004, it bought Target Optical. In 2020, Luxottica was ranked fourth in Italy's most attractive employers to the young professionals. And these young professionals had degrees in STEM. And when asking these young professionals what made them choose Luxottica, they said factors such as innovation, prestige, and success of products. And finally, currently, Luxottica is merging with a large French lens maker called Essilor International. And it's made them be the largest players in the eyewear industry. And so Essilor is now the parent company of Luxottica. So it's now Essilor Luxottica. And so with that, what do you think will be the impact that this merge is going to have with its current workforce?
Luxottica's success is based on the foundation it has created for their employees since it first began. The characteristic of Luxottica is people work for people. Working for Luxottica has its perks. That is because they truly love and appreciate the benefits package they provide for being an employee. Luxottica cares for the well-being and future of their employees and their loved ones, and they show their care and gratitude by providing holidays and paid time off, like PTO, tuition reimbursement, optician licensing certification and renewal, retirement plans, employee assistance programs, adoption agents assistance, vision benefits, and eyewear certificates and discounts for their employees and their families. Since the merger began with Essilor, a French-based company, The benefits have changed tremendously, and ESLOR is more money conscious than it is employee considered. And the turnover rate has increased for the employees whose date of hire is after January 14, 2014. Aside from the benefits package all Luxottica employees receive, the retail side of Luxottica employees, which is Sunglass Hut, Sears Optical, Target Optical, Lens Crafters, Pearl Vision, Ray-Bans, Oakley, they all also receive an additional compensation within their stores. They get in-store incentives and spiffs. So within the incentives, they receive commission, they receive monthly bonus, yearly bonus, there's focus unit contests throughout the year, and for all Luxottica employees, they also receive additional employee discounts per quarter. So what they do is they create a contest, and if you sell a certain amount of units, you receive a free pair of Ray-Bans of your choice, or a free pair of Oakley, or a free pair of Persol.
If I was a supervisor for Lens Crafters, something that I would do is like to motivate my employees more. Something that I thought about doing is creating, rather than people work by themselves in solos, create more of a team. Because when you're in a team, instead of just constantly worrying about yourself and focusing on only helping yourself, now you're in a team setting to where now you have to help the team if they need it. And more, it's like you're not focusing rather than yourself. You're also focusing on other people. Now, so it could create more motivation right there alone. And within each team, I like to create an action plan template. What action plan will give them, it gives them a nice little organized sheet to look at to make sure they meet their goals in a timely manner. What will be on this sheet? It will be team members, goal, objective, strategic action description, party/department responsible for, date to begin, date due, resources required, desired outcome, and their evaluation plan. And at the end of these, they'll also get weekly feedback from yourself and another outside source. Because when when you get to receive this feedback, this lets you know, hey, like this is something I could do better in, rather than you just constantly staying at the same platform and not trying to improve. Something I like to do is create more of an opportunity to move up in your work. What you see a lot of places that don't give that opportunity, it has a lot of job turnover where people don't stay very long. By creating this, people will stay longer and know that they will not stay at where they are if they're there for a good extended amount of period. Some recommendations I like to put out is I want them to shy away from extrinsic motivations. What extrinsic motivations are reward-driven behavior, which sometimes Lens Crafters do. If they're not meeting their quota for a certain time, they'll put a pair of Ray-Bans out there for reward, and whoever sells the most will get that pair of Ray-Bans. But what that is, that's more of a short-term problem fixer, not a long-term. So I like to create more of an intrinsic motivation environment, in which this is an act of doing something without any obvious external motivations. Because instead of going up to a customer just because I want that reward from that for the reward of the Ray-Bans, it's more saying I'm going up there because I want to help them. And by doing that, I'll help create long-term options, which would be if you're there for a certain amount of years, you're constantly, like I said previously stated in the previous slide, you're moving up in the workforce. You're getting better job benefits. So rather than thinking of like the short-term memory for short-term rewards, now you have those long-term rewards to where, hey, I'm constantly, if I keep on doing good, I'll keep on moving up at a nice, steady pace. And that comes with them creating their own goals. When you have goals, that's motivation alone, because, and not tell other people your goals, like that your colleagues. This also makes you more obliged to meet that quota that you set for yourself. And for the business as a whole, I like a nice little short and sweet mission statement, which will be quality service with a smile, quality products for affordable price. And when you have that type of mission statement, it holds more to where the employees feel more detailed to hold up to what the mission of the business is, rather than going on their own program and doing what they want.
We learned that once Luxottica merged and changed their comprehensive baseline package to an incentive-focused sales model, It impacted employee loyalty and overall organizational commitment.